Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Acadiana Cane Cutters Coaches Show, Put Up Your Dukes, where each Thursday we will be bringing you the latest updates, highlights, and interviews from the team. I'm your host, Mackenzie Fletcher, and today I'm joined by the 2022 Texas Collegiate League Coach of the Year and Cane Cutters head coach, Darien Dukes, along with special guest Cane Cutters assistant coach, Coach Randy Hucks. Coach Hucks, Coach Dukes, thank you for joining me today.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Great to be here with you, Mackenzie.
Yes, I'm super excited. So the first question, let's just kind of start off with a little recap of last season's success. You two led the Cane Cutters on a very historic run that ended with their first ever Texas Collegiate League championship title this past season. So just how was that experience for you guys, and how do you feel, what do you feel kind of made the impact that led to such a historic run?
Well, let me start out. I know Hucks, I jumped in here real quick, but I do want to say when the last out was made, both of us just stood there. I looked at Hucks and he was kind of dumbfounded. And finally he said, "We won." And from day one, and I'll say this about Hucks is one guy I've ever coached with that nothing came out of either one of our mouths but winning a championship. I mean, it was a goal from the minute we got to the ballpark. In fact, whenever we met the first time, it was a goal from day one, and it was a long haul.
Yeah, I think that's a great question, Mackenzie. When you win championships, it is an absolutely just indescribable experience, really. And it wasn't necessarily my experience. I didn't take it on myself like, oh, I won the championship.
Yeah.
It was an experience to watch. It's always such a joy to watch these kids come together. And these are young men. To watch these guys come together and figure out a way to win. Dukes, if you remember, in the eighth inning, they had one of their team members for Victoria was doing backflips, trying to get the crowd in the game. And I remember walking down that dugout in Victoria, and I said, guys, you get us one run, we're going to win this thing. And I remember saying that, and I didn't know how, and I didn't care how, but I knew if we could scratch out a run that we'd win that thing, because we never behaved like that. And this year, we're not going to, I know Dukes, we're not going to behave like that this year either. You know, when we hit a home run, we're just going to run around the bases. We're going to come to the dugout because the game's not over until it's over, right? And that's how our guys always played it. We had great leadership. And I hope this year we have the same thing, you know. And Dukes and I really, you know, great players make great coaches, right, Dukes?
Yeah, that's exactly.
I mean, we had really little to do with it other than managing when to put guys in and take them out or what to do. But those guys win the games. We don't.
I'll say something about our guys last year. They had the innate ability to, when the ball game was over with, I mean, they flushed it immediately. Yep. I mean, if we lost, it was go take care of our business, go in the locker room. And the minute we got in the locker room, it was over. The music came on, and you know, there was, and you don't want to say it, but you're in a professional baseball atmosphere. So once the game's over, you're playing tomorrow. And our guys, even when we got walked off in Seguin, you know, our guys, oh crap, we lost. And the next thing you know, coach, when we eat, you know, and I think that went a long ways with what Huck said about nobody ever showboated it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they played the game the right way. They played it hard.
Yes.
And,
well, we had great leadership, Dukes. We had guys that were great leaders. I mean, you know, our center fielder from last year was just one of the most amazing human beings, not players. And he was an amazing player, but he's just an amazing human being. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be sorely missed and hard to replace. That's one of the reasons why we won, because the guys followed him. You know, whatever he did, and he was quiet leader over there, man. And he was amazing, really.
Yes, and I agree 100% with you.
Yep.
And he led from day one.
Absolutely. 100%.
And just never let up. Even 0 for 3, it seemed like he did something every single game, whether it was a great catch and go 0 for 3 or go 3 for 3. And, because Pat's philosophy and him and I talked about this is when you're hitting good, you go out and play. When you're hitting bad, you go play better defense.
Yeah.
And then when you're hitting good, you even play better defense because now it's fun.
Yeah.
And that's the way he approached everything.
I'll tell you this. Watching those guys win last year, those guys deserved to win last year because of the way they behaved, not because they were super talented group of guys. Okay.
In which we wasn't.
And I'm not taking their talent away from them either, but they weren't super talented. But they played the game the right way. And what I want them to get this year is the same thing. We got guys coming back. We got Matt Abshire coming back. And Matt Abshire is a leader. And that guy knows how to lead by example. And I'm going to put a lot of pressure on him. And ironically enough, there's 5 other guys on the team that I coached when they were about 13, 14, 15. And now they're all in college, right? Ironically, they're on our college team now this summer. And I can't wait because I'm probably going to tell them, hey, guys, you know what I believe in, and I expect you guys to be leaders in our deal. So that's what I hope to – I hope that's how the table's set this year. I hope that's how our players play. I know that Dukes will do a great job.
Summer in Acadiana only means one thing. It's time for Cane Cutters Baseball. Come out to Faubacker Field for our home opener sponsored by Linear Controls on June 1st at 7 p.m. with pregame fun starting at 5:30. Kids 12 and under get in for free. Bring out the whole family to enjoy our daily food and drink specials along with fun jumps for the kids. We are Summer Collegiate Baseball at its best. Get your tickets today by visiting us at canecuttersbaseball.com. Coach Joe Craighead will be joining the staff. Just if you could talk a little bit about, I know you two have a great dynamic, but what are you kind of excited about having him join this coaching staff and be a part of this dynamic? And what are some things you feel he kind of brings to the table that's going to really help with the success both on the field, off the field, within player development, things like that?
From talking to him, I think he's going to bring some of the new age stuff that they're doing in college. The numbers and the analytics and stuff like that, which I don't understand. It's all Greek to me. Hux knows a little bit about it, but it's Greek to me. But I think he's going to bring some of that. Northwestern has a successful program, and I've known Coach Bertrand for 20 years, and he eats up everything Coach Bertrand says. So I'm thinking we're going to get a young, energetic guy. Hopefully he can throw BP.
Yeah, right. Yeah, because I'm getting older. I turned 61 this year. So, my right knee's going bad. My shoulders are bad. You're still all right. But no, here's the thing that I look forward to most when I meet a new coach and a young guy like that. I love mentorship and I love helping people get better at what they do. I have my own podcast and my own business, and it's not about my business of financial planning or retirement services. Mm-hmm. Podcast is about really how to become successful. And it's not successful, not in terms of money, successful in terms of how you serve others and what legacy that you're going to leave for others. And so for me, it's really important that, Joe's going to come in there and he's going to do the best thing he can. We're going to have to figure out how to balance this as coaches. We'll have a coaches meeting about it, and that's great. I'll play whatever role I'm asked to play. And, I hope that I can share and glean some past 25 years of coaching experience for this guy and give him a sense and a feel for how things should run, from a pitching perspective or whatever perspective. It doesn't matter to me. I mean, I've coached every position. So,
and Hux has been a head coach for years. And one of the things that people don't realize, it's just as satisfying and I'm sure you'll say the same thing, is one of your assistants get a head job somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh, wow, Coach Huck's got a head job, and now you've brought somebody into the coaching ranks that's now a head coach. And from what I'm hearing because I've talked to his high school coach, I've talked to the Louisiana Tech guys, the Northwestern guys, he's going to be an up and comer, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be fun to pick his brain, just like I pick Huck's and Huck's picks mine. And he'll get a good laugh this summer. I promise you that.
It'll be fun. It's 60 days of roller coaster fun. It really
is, isn't it?
Yep.
You both kind of mentioned some past players, but some of those guys are going to be making a return this season. Coach Hucks, you mentioned Matt Abshire. Then you have guys like John Gray who are coming back, Landon Mason, Christian Garcia, Jackson Sisson, Julian Garcia, Brandon Carter, all kind of coming back. What is it going to be like to have them back, have that leadership back, and what are you expecting to see from them this season?
Well, let me while Hucks is going, I got a text from Jackson, Rand, and Jackson says that he wants to be on the mound for the most important out of the year. And, he is goofy enough to be that guy.
Yeah, I appreciate you letting me answer this because all those guys, when you win a championship, you never, ever, ever, ever forget the guys that got you there. I cannot describe it. I've been a part of four championships. This was not a national championship. But I've been a part of some championship teams that are just amazing. And you never forget those guys. Mm-hmm. We had a 2008 team from LSUE, and we all just got inducted to the Hall of Fame at LSUE. And I got to see those guys. I haven't seen those guys, some of those guys, since 2008, right? I didn't forget not one of their faces, not one thing they did. We laughed and joked all night. It was so much fun, right? It's just amazing, the camaraderie. So for this group of guys, even though it's just summer ball, right? And some of these guys approach it as just summer ball. I don't really care. Well, you better care. Because if you don't care, we'll just send you home. It doesn't matter to us. We'll find somebody else that does care, that does want to play. But we've got guys, these guys you mentioned, John Gray. I coached John Gray when he was 13 years old. John Gray is an amazing player. He's a great kid. He's a great person from a great family. Matt Abshire, great kid, great family. Love Jackson Sisson, however you say his last name. I don't even know how you say it. Love Sisson. Love that guy, man. And I hope he does step up and end up getting us those last 3 outs to win a championship again. But I just cannot wait to see those guys again, honestly. I mean, it seems like a long time, but it's just so much fun to get those guys back. And they know how to win. You know what? Because they freaking won. And now they're going to teach other guys what it takes to win. And so when you come into like just a collegiate league and you're just going to play in some little college deal, it doesn't matter for the summer or whatever. Well, let me tell you what, there's some guys that know what it feels like to win a championship now, and they're not going to have that attitude. They're going to pass it on down the line, baby. You get with it or you get out of here. And that's where it becomes self-policing. As long as you have the same coaching staff coming back, I think that helps as well, that consistency.
Oh, it's definite, and, a couple of names you forgot. River Orsak's coming back.
Oh, yeah.
And, how clutch was the home run he hit?
Oh, huge.
Yes. Brandon Carter, a guy that Hucks took under his wing last year and went back to school, picked up velocity, lost 25 pounds. He's coming back. Jules is coming back. Christian Garcia, and both of those two guys, they like to win.
Christian Garcia is going to be drafted, and Christian Garcia, in my opinion, has a chance to make it to the big leagues. That's
I
my
agree with you.
opinion. I'm telling you, I just saw him play 2 weeks ago. And I'm telling you, that kid is a player. He's humble, he's quiet, he does his job, he'll do whatever you ask.
Talking about a guy that goes out and pitches, you know, you can laugh at what he wears and this how goofy he is and stuff, but when he gets out on a mound with 86-mile-an-hour fastball, he just cars people up.
He knows how to pitch.
He does know how to pitch. You are exactly right.
I'm so excited for these guys. I cannot tell you, man.
Are you in need of a hotel? Check out our special rates for the DoubleTree by Hilton. Go to our website, canecuttersbaseball.com, and click on the DoubleTree by Hilton logo at the top of the page.
Veterans, talked about new coaches. Now it's time to talk a little bit about some of the new faces to the Cane Cutters. I know Coach Hucks, your stepson, will be joining the Cane Cutters this season, along with some other guys that you've coached in the past. So I know you're excited. I'm sure Coach Dukes is just as excited as well. Who were some standout guys that you are excited to finally kind of get your hands on coaching-wise? And just overall, what are you most excited about this group coming in this season?
Huck, you want to talk about your guys?
Yeah, I'll talk briefly. I mean, you know, having my stepson there is it's hard, you know, and it's because he's got to come home and sleep with us. But you know, he understands my demeanor and I understand his. We're two different personalities, but I love him to death. He's a great human being. And he has just I cannot even describe all the years I've been around baseball players, the level of potential that Grant Fontenot has is there is no ceiling for this guy. And if I can help him in any small way, and Dukes can help him in any small way, or Joe or whoever, if we can help him just figure out that slight edge to get him to where he needs to be.
Yeah, over the top.
Ultimately, what these guys need to do is turn on professional baseball and watch the guys that know how to play pro baseball. And then copy themselves after those guys. I want Grant to go there. I want Grant to say, hey, I want to be a professional. And I want John Gray to go in there and go, I want to be a professional. I think I can be. Or any of them. I don't care who it is. It doesn't matter to me. I want them, if they want to become a professional athlete, I want them to start thinking like a professional. Not like some amateur college guy. Irrelevant. Get your college degree. That's great. But if you think being a college baseball player is something super special, like you don't get it. You don't get it. So I'm looking forward to that and hopefully teaching that psychology of like, change your mind, man. Change your mind. Quit thinking so small. Let's think about the big leagues. Let's think about what we got to do to get there today. You know? And so that's really what I'm looking forward to. Just probably had this experience more than I have, like seeing a player over the summer develop into something special that becomes that quality of player, that high level quality of player.
Yeah.
So I'd like to see that and be a part of that this year.
We have looking at the roster, some of the players coming, the two kids from Arkansas Tech, I'm really excited for them. But from what I'm hearing through the grapevine, Hucks, is the kid from Bipsy, Emil Estrada. And you know, he's created a big buzz up here with the scouts and stuff. Just say that he can absolutely roll the pole. We got the Harvard kid coming from Lamar. Landon Manson's back. We didn't even mention him.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, we Hutch and I did him totally wrong last year. He didn't know whether he was playing first, short, catching. And you know, to give that kid credit, I said, Landon, you ever play third? I don't have a glove. Somebody goes, here's one. He goes, all right, I'm in. And he did that all year for it.
And he was good. That kid is good. I forgot about Landon. Landon is a great player.
Yes. And so that's some of the players I'm looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to Emil coming from Bipsy. And he's supposed to be the real deal. And Christian Garcia, I can't wait to watch him hit. And you'll enjoy watching him too. He can roll the pole.
No doubt.
We'll just throw it out there now. We need to make Richard open up that pocketbook for another set of rings next year.
Dang right.
Mm-hmm.
Dang right. Let's put.
He
some
deserves to have to
on
buy
him.
some more rings, don't you think?
I agree.
It was great getting to get a little inside preseason, get every Cane Cutter fan to know a little bit more about both you two. So thank you so much, Coach Dukes and Coach Hucks, for joining me today.
Hey, I say this: go cut us.
Go cut us.